Hi, good morning. Welcome to the morning quickie. How y'all doing? It's been a minute. Yes, I've been chilling. I told y'all I was on hiatus. Oh my God, I suffered the loss of two loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Two people, okay? They are gone. They are not dead physically, but they are dead to me spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Over it. Okay. Every now and then you have to purge. Every now and then people got to go. Right. You cannot stand for bullshit. Oh, yes, I am ZD Love. Drop down there and hit like, unlike, subscribe, and share if you care. Leave a comment or two, okay? Also, if you want to tell me to shut the fuck up, at least tell me why. I mean, have a little courtesy, why don't you? Tell me why you want me to fuck off. Thank you. I would appreciate that. I don't mind you telling me to kick rocks or whatever it is you want to say, but just tell me why. I'm here to provoke you, to get on your nerves, to make you want to think about some things. Maybe I shouldn't do it that way. Maybe I could try something new. You know what I'm saying? You learn from me, and I learn from you. Okay? That's how the world make it do what it do. We are in a scary place at a scary time right now. Prayers and shout outs to everybody in the struggle. Oh my God, my heart breaks for the people in the cold. I'm gonna tell you, to be without heat, that is some painful shit. And people die. You can freeze to death. Most definitely. Um, Also, pretty much if some shit happened, let's say before December 31st, 2019, does it really matter? Does it matter at this point? Do you really give a shit? It's like life as we know it will never be the same. It's just not. Things are not going back. Things seem to be going on a downward spiral quickly, right? I mean, if you're not concerned, I'm happy for you, but I don't know how you exist in this America and not be concerned about a few things, okay? But today we ain't here to talk about that, all right? That's too dark for a Saturday morning. And for a quickie, we here to have fun. We ain't here for that. So anyway, y'all know I be having issues at work, right? Let me tell you, they say you don't know a person until you live with them. I'm gonna say you don't know a motherfucker until you work with them. That's when you really know who people really are, and let them have a little power, a little juice, a little authority, a little title, a little anything that they think makes them superior. Oh, forget about it. You find out exactly who people are, right? So I am also going to say this. Some of you motherfuckers that are saging and praising, wishing spirits away. Ooh, getting evil spirits away. And when you start burning that sage, you start choking and shit, right? You get a little nauseous. It's not because the spirits are leaving. It's because you the fucking problem. Some of y'all are praying away evil, and it's you. You're the problem. Right. But I just decided that there are just some people like this woman. I told this lady that she's been disrespectful. I said, the way you speak to me is unacceptable. And it's also interesting that she's a black supervisor. And I'm going to tell you, she's the worst fucking supervisor boss that I've ever had in my entire life. And that speaks volumes. It really does. I work for some real, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, not people who were too bad. People who would challenge me, which is what I needed. Like one of my most annoying bosses, I appreciated him so much more in the end because I learned so much when it was all said and done. He definitely made me better. Shout out to Mark. Okay, much love for Mark always. But to just be rude, disrespectful, and nasty is just unacceptable. And then to call yourself a woman of Christ and God and to be doing these things and saying nasty things and unapologetic. If I come to you and I tell you what the issue is and you say if, first of all, when someone says if to you, they're not acknowledging what you're saying. They don't give a damn, and that's just what it is. And you can't make people care. It just accept it for what it is and move along, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm no longer going to have any fucking dealings with this person ever again. And that's just what it is. And it's unfortunate because, we's cool people, but you are not a good person. And if I wouldn't accept this kind of bullshit from somebody in my regular life, just because I know you on a certain level doesn't mean that I'm going to accept disrespect. It's crazy. And it's just wow, because this person likes to divide and conquer. She's very divisive and she doesn't know it. Like everything that she sees in the other people, it's really her. And it's difficult when someone does not wish to change. When someone thinks that they're perfect, they have no room for growth. What do? And then oftentimes I hear people be like, oh, y'all, even on the YouTube streets, you hear people be like, oh, they was friends and now they talking about each other. This is how that shit happens. Because Someone is trying to tell you something and you're not acknowledging anything that they're saying. It's like, all right, then, bitch, fuck you. This is how you fall out, because your peoples is coming to you telling you what the problem is and you refuse to acknowledge it because you're always right and you're perfect. Nobody got time for that shit. You're going to find yourself alone. And that might be why nobody fucks with you now, you know? But the disrespect is unbelievable. That was one loss I suffered. She got to go. Also, that pastor who said all those negative things about black people, I can't with that. That was a loss too, because, you know, I really liked him and kind of somewhat believed in him. But, you know, the thing that these two people have in common is that they're both religious. They both think they're smarter than everybody else, you know, but sometimes people spend too much time in books and not time with people. You have to be in touch with reality. You have to be relatable. That's what if you're not relatable, is all of that is kind of useless. What are you going to apply it to? Anyway, we are here today, honey, to talk about the Ohio mother who was arrested for going to work. There is a woman out of Ohio, Shania Bell, who has recently been released from jail after making bail, faces charges after police say she left her 9-year-old and 3-year-old daughters in a Motel 6 room when she went to work at Little Caesars Pizza across the street. Okay? 9 and 6 years old, they locked this woman up. Let me tell you something. My mama would have been under the damn jail, y'all. Let me tell you, when I was 5 years old, I could not stand babysitters because they didn't do things right. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Either the kids, they was smoking in the house, it was dirty, it was something. I just was like, this shit ain't working for me. So I told my mama, listen, you wasting your money. I can get myself to the bus in the morning. I can give me my own key. And that's what I started doing at 5, y'all. At 5. Really, really factual at 5 years old. Okay. So they said Bell's 7-year-old son was not at the motel. He would where the family had been living. Okay. Bell was arrested after the father called police on her. The father. Now let me ask y'all this question. While he was calling the police, where was he? Why weren't the children with him if he was that concerned? Bruh. You gonna call the police on this woman? Now the daughter is 9 and 6, and she's across the street. And they keep the door locked. I mean, unfortunately, we know what time it is. You can't afford healthcare. The woman work at Little Caesars Pizza. She's living out of a motel. She's clearly trying to get her life in order. And the father calls the police on her. However, he did do her a favor because people were outraged. And, you know, they had set up a GoFundMe. I believe it was going to be for like $23,000, $25,000. But anyway, she ended up with $130,000 to help get her life back in order. Thank God. I mean, you know, a blessing in disguise. But he ought to be ashamed of himself calling the police on that girl like that. Considering you're the father, why aren't you watching them? If she's at work, like I said, first of all, she's living in a hotel. So that's an issue to begin with. And I wonder, is he the one who has the 7-year-old? Because if you have the 7-year-old, why didn't you take the daughters with you too? And even if you didn't have the 7-year-olds and know they siblings and you know that she in the struggle and she got to go to work, watch the kids. It takes a village in the community. We have to do better by one another. I was disgusted when I read that the father called the police on her. And I wonder, did they arrest her at work? They probably went to her job and arrested her. Right. So, you know, she doesn't have a job anymore. But thank God she got a little change, so she's not going to need it. And y'all are thinking $130,000 is so much money. It's really not. Like, she needs a job. She got to make some really smart moves with this money in order to make it happen. But it's a shame that people are that vindictive and that hateful. You see what I'm saying? What happens when you call the police on people, when you're calling DCF on people? Children do not always end up in better places. Like, you know, it's bigger than her being at work. Of course, now she got a DCF case. She living in a motel. They might take her kids away from her. They might separate those little girls. Bad things may happen to them by strange people. People don't think about all that. And this is a man who's connected to you. And you know, the girl is crying in her mugshot. Let me show y'all. Oh, can y'all see it? This is her. And she's sad and she's remorseful, but she had to go to work. She needs to get her money. Many mothers leave their children at home. And I recommend that people raise your children and teach them so they can stay alone. Because you might have to run to the grocery store by yourself one day. Something might happen. I taught my kids early. You damn right. Sit here real quick. I'll be right back. Even if you go, you got to train them. You got to go stand downstairs in the garage. You got to wait. You know what I'm saying? But they need to be able to stand alone if they need to, because shit happens. It is what it is. this is the world we live in, because a lot of times they're safer at home in their own environment by themselves with food, shelter, TV, cell phone, books, their own stuff, as opposed to being with some people where they touching on them and doing shit to them. How many times have we heard those stories? We got to think. But like I said, all the phone calling to the DCF and to the police, this is what can happen. You ruin people's lives, you know what I mean? But, hopefully this will work out for her. And another good thing in her favor is Arizona Representative Ruben Gaglio, Democrat. He got involved and he said, women are damned if they do or damned if they don't. Stay at home with their kids and receive government assistance, and you're a leech. Go to work for poverty wages and you can't get consistent sitters, and you go to jail. And that's a fact. I'm glad they have a representative who lives in reality. Texas people, please, y'all got to turn your state. That's another situation. They're always talking about all the blue states, all the Democratic ran cities are, shitholes or whatever. However, Texas is a red state. Those people are freezing to death down there. That shit is unacceptable. You need people who care for you, who represent you. Like this young lady had that representative step up for her. Understand, this is a man, but he's also a Democrat. I'm going to look him up. I wonder how old he is, but he's in touch with reality. He understands that the wages don't meet reality, and they do not. Wages, people can't afford rent. Like on here, people tease people about being on government assistance, having welfare. Let me tell y'all something. Right here, current day, right now, people who are sitting in housing and have Section 8 vouchers, who are their rent is based on their income, are sitting on a fucking gold mine. Y'all can laugh and tease and kiki all you want to. So y'all realize how many people are fucking homeless, about to be homeless, not making enough money to cover their bills? Real shit. It's real out here on the field, okay? Like motherfuckers are doxing people, talking about how you live here. Let me tell you something. If you doxing a motherfucker to a physical address and they actually live there, bless their hearts. God bless them. I don't give a fuck what it looked like. It got walls, a roof, and the heat, bitch. Thank God. People got to start counting their blessings. We worried about the wrong shit around here. And that is why we, the people, are suffering. We, the people, as a collective. All people are suffering right now. I'm telling y'all, shit is going to hell in a handbasket, right? Joe Biden is on some bullshit. We already knew he was going to be on it. We was trying to save air and water. But, we got to suffer. We suffering. And just think, 4 years will be up before you know it. We need a game plan, okay? Yes, we need to come together and we need to recognize what's really going on. We need people to represent us to understand, that pay does not equate to rent. The pay doesn't equate to rent. So while we sitting back laughing at housing bitches, I want to be on that list, goddamn. I need a place too. Something spacious and new, preferably. One of the new developments. Yes. And I am on a motherfucking waiting list to get in some shit. Oh, yes, as a backup plan. Think I'm not? And I suggest you do too. Because shit's happening. Jobs are not out there. Money is drying up. Corporations are going away. Where is corporate America? Pretty much gone. And that was the foundation and the basis of America. Don't be fucking fooled. Corporate America, Wall Street, all that good shit. Right. Gone. Gone. Right. Things have changed. You can sit back on here and ignore reality all you want to, but shit has changed. Things that as we knew them will never be the same, okay? Get your head in the fucking game and pay attention to what's going on around you. Try to secure your foundation. Count your monies up, you know what I'm saying? And pray and believe and fucking work hard. Like, save your money. It's difficult right now out here. Really, really is. You got to look out for yourself. And I'm going to leave y'all with this. God bless everyone, okay? Every man for himself and God for us all. You'll take care of yourselves now. Deuces. Don't forget, drop down and hit like, subscribe, like, subscribe, and share, and leave me a comment or two. I miss y'all. Deuces.